Hello D-traders, yesterday stock trading in Asia was sluggish. However, today Asian stock indexes climbed following Jerome Powell's comments. Apart from that, some other fundamental factors facilitate the growth. Let's discuss the highlights of the Asian session in detail. After having dropped for several days, the U.S. equity market closed with gains on Wednesday. The S&P 500 index rose by 1.9% as the Fed chair clarified the central bank's stance on monetary policy. Powell is inclined to support a 25 basis point rate increase at the next policy meeting, scheduled for March 15-16. On top of that, if high inflation persists, the Fed is likely to take a more aggressive stance. However, it's still unclear when it might happen because markets are now gripped by uncertainty due to the war in Ukraine. So the regulator also should thoroughly assess the situation before making decisions. The US dollar advanced after Jerome Powell's speech. Perhaps the greenback was also supported by positive ADP data. In January, the reading turned out to be rather disappointing as the economy added only 301,000 new jobs. However, in February, the figure totaled 475,000. At the same time, the January figure was revised upwards from 301,000 decrease to 509,000 increase. Strong ADP reading is a bullish factor for the US dollar, so it reached an almost two-year high yesterday. Given the sell-off of the euro, it's not surprising that the US dollar index has broken through the level of 97.80 for the first time since June 2020. Today, the index is trading at 97.51. And the US stock market moved up while the US dollar showed moderate growth. The dollar-yen pair gained 0.55%. However, after Jerome Powell's speech yesterday, the situation has changed. Japanese stock indexes climbed, with the Nikkei 225 index moving into the green zone. It recovered 0.70% of its early fall, even though external fundamental factors bolster the growth of the dollar-yen pair. Macroeconomic reports are less encouraging. The Services PMI declined to 44.2 from 42.7. The Consumer Confidence Index in Japan fell to 35.3, 9 months low in February, and the Composite PMI turned out to be the weakest in the last 6 months. This is why a rise of the yen to the target level of 113.36 looks unlikely. Now, stock markets as well as the dollar-yen pair may rise even more. Currently, the pair is trading at 115.70. The next pivotal level is located at 116.35 if the pair breaks out of the range of 115.42 and 115.72. The next target level may be 117.20. However, the consolidation of the US dollar at the current levels may undermine this scenario. The S&P ASX 200 index did not slide in correction after yesterday's rise. The index added gains on Wednesday, while many stock indexes remain in the red zone. Given the high prices for commodities, the Australian Securities Exchange has been growing for the 4th day in a row. It climbed by another 0.49% today. Yesterday, the Australian dollar managed to enter the range of 0.7291 and 0.7315. Now there are scenarios for the trajectory of the pair. The price may consolidate above the 0.7315 level and move further to the range of 0.7415 and 0.7430. Alternatively, it could drop to 0.7227. If the price holds below this level, there is a high chance of a decline to 0.7065. The curve on the chart has already approached the 0.7318 level. This is why the upward momentum looks more likely. And that's all for now. Keep close tabs on financial markets on InstaForex TV channel. Feel free to leave your feedback and see you soon.